like these roads in northwest London where we live. Good Lord.
Hey team, welcome back to the show. We last left you in Wanaka after spending 3 nights working our way down through glacier country on the west coast of the South Island of New Zealand. Our next stop was the world famous Milford Sound, which, as you're about to see, has a well-earned reputation as one of New Zealand's most beautiful spots.
So the sandflies on the west coast were not actually that bad, I don't think. I only got bitten a couple of times, but I got nibbled twice yesterday, and it turns out I might be a little bit allergic. Oh dear. Oh my god.
I don't think it doesn't do it justice.
Right. Time to go find some antihistamines, I think. This is our last time in Wanaka this trip, I think. And we are just having one more moment to enjoy how tranquil and serene it is. And I love that just in the distance over there you can see a couple of glaciers sitting on the top of the mountains. I'm very proud of us.
Big moment.
It's the first time in 6 months of road tripping that we got the fuel warning light on. Woohoo!
Whoopsies.
Yeah, it's alright.
We'll be there in 5 minutes.
52 litres of petrol we've just drunk, which is our biggest fill up ever. We're just noticing how parched yellow the grass is around here still. It's not rained properly down in this part of the South Island of New Zealand for months. It's extraordinary. We've been so lucky with the weather. 2 hours and only about 90 kilometres to Te Anau, which is going to be our home for the next 3 nights.
Friends, I want to change the world. These messages are brimming with exuberance and good intentions, and often come from young people who express a kind of agony about all they see and want to fix.
Hello from Te Anau, I believe it's pronounced. I think I've been calling it Te Anau. Te Anau? I don't know. I think this is the town centre. But you can see what we're sitting in. So we're in the heart of Fiordland National Park, and it's full of beautiful giant mountains and hills. We are just going to stretch our legs a little bit and then chill for the rest of the day. It's already 4:30, wildly warm and sunny. And then we'll go out for a good walk somewhere tomorrow and do the trip to Milford Sound on Wednesday. It's also Valentine's Day tomorrow, so I really ought to make Lauren some sort of nice dinner, but we'll see how we go.
We could go for a roast instead, although it's Monday.
Not a bad shout. See you in a bit. Good morning and happy Valentine's Day. We are having a bit of breakfast outside in the sunshine. It's forecast to be thunderstormy today. I can't see a single cloud in the sky, and long may that continue. I think it's going to be a lazy, relaxed day. Some bugs decided to have a little nibble of my foot a couple of days ago. My foot has taken exception and is twice the size it should be. So I don't think we're going to be doing any big hikes today, but that's fine. We are going to have a chill by the lake and make a nice Valentine's dinner. And maybe do a little bit of planning for the next stage of our trip, which is rapidly creeping up on us. We will see you at some point later, probably in town by the lake for a good chill. So this is a cool little bit of local history. There is a statue here of a gentleman called Quentin McKinnon. He lived from 1851 to 1892, which now I think about it is not very long. He was a surveyor, explorer and a guide. In 1889, he and a gentleman called Ernest Mitchell were the first Europeans to travel overland from Lake Te Anau here to Milford Sound, where we're going tomorrow, and their route became the world famous Milford Track. The Milford Track is one of the great walks that you can do in New Zealand. It starts from the other side of the lake here and takes you across the way to Milford Sound. There you go, Quentin McKinnon. So this is quite useful. We're just in the Lake Te Anau Visitor Centre. The rope band track, you might recall, we did with Joel Yell and Tobias from the other side near Glenorchy. That was kind of 3 weeks ago. That's a picture of the Kepler track, and then that's the picture of the Milford track that takes you to Milford Sound. We have found a nice place to sit and chill.
I found an even better one.
And look at that! It is gorgeous, and it's a lovely temperature.
And it's
so nice.
February.
And it's February, and it's 10 to 1, and it's Valentine's Day, and it's wonderful. Happy Valentine's Day dinner.
Cooked by him.
Yeah, still got some moves, eh? See you in a bit. The next morning, we set off on the drive to Milford Sound. According to Google, the route is only 120 kilometres, so we decided that 2.5 hours would be plenty. Quick tip, the route is full of twists, turns, hills, stunning views, and there are so many tourists going the same way that there is a lot of traffic en route. Allow yourself at least 3 hours from Te Anau. It's really hard to give you a sense of scale and perspective on this. These hills are probably 800 to 1,000 metres tall, towering over us from where we sit right now. And they're biblically beautiful and very awe-inspiring. Look at that. Look. Don't get these roads in northwest London where we live. Good Lord. Oh my word. Clouds just kissing the tops of the mountain. It's mesmerising. There's actually a glacier sitting at the top of that one there on the left and on the right. Wow.
We got to Milford Sound with about 10 minutes to spare before our boat was scheduled to leave. It turns out that the only car park in Milford Sound is about 1 kilometre away from the boat terminal. So we found a spot, swallowed the $25 parking fee and ran to the terminal. We jumped on board about a minute before our ship pulled away.
Between 7 to 8 metres a year.
That's the highest waterfall at Milford.
Most days. Not as flat on top as it is less dense.
Seal swimming down there. This is the entrance to Milford Sound, the entrance to the fjord. It's beautiful. It's not actually very wide. The story was that when Captain Cook first sailed around these islands in, I think, the 1700s, he missed this and he sort of went straight over thinking it was a little bay, not realising how far the fjords went in or how spectacular they were. So this is how it looks coming back into Milford Sound. And you can well understand how easy it would be to miss that there's a little inlet there. It doesn't look like it's there. You have to get closer.
And of course that helps the birds out too, because the big fish down below them.
A few dolphins have come to say hello. There they are.
Looks like mother and calf just out here on the left.
We've seen dolphins. They've come to play.
The author Rudyard Kipling famously referred to Milford Sound as the eighth wonder of the world, and within moments of getting there, it is easy to see why. The fjord was carved out millennia ago by a glacier that was believed to have been over a kilometre tall, working its way from the mountains towards the sea. As it travelled towards the coast, it carved out the extraordinary valleys that we had driven through and created the coastal scenery that is now Milford Sound.
We might be about to get wet. Wow.
After Commodore's going, you're right, 146 metres.
146 metres high, that.
So I'm just going to poke your nose up there a little ways.
Might be time to put my hood up. Oh yeah, there we go. Woo! Back to the dock. Gorgeous. Good? So much. What did we think, darling?
You've got to do this. You've got to do this. Follow the weather check before you go.
Yeah, come on a good day.
Come on a good day. This on a bad day for you.
No, it'd be rubbish. That has taken us the drive to Te Anau, a few nights in Te Anau, a couple of hours to drive to here. $25 parking, cheeky fucks. But Milford Sound, its reputation is well earned, it must be said. What a beautiful place, what a great experience. Okay, activity number 2 for the day. About a third of the way back from Milford Sound to Te Anau is a place called Lake Mariam. You remember our friends Joel and Yael. They love hiking. They've done so much walking in New Zealand. They said this was their favourite one. Apparently it's a 3-hour return walk, but I reckon we'll have it in 2. We've literally just brought a bottle of water each and that's fine. And hopefully it will be every bit as gorgeous as they say. But it's so far so good, and I think it's only like 10 minutes to a lookout point at the start, so it'll give us an idea how good it looks, and we'll go from there. Well, I don't think it's that way, but damn, that's beautiful. Crashing along. Okay, we may have been slightly misinformed on this one. The track is a mess of rocks and tree roots and constant up and very, very slow. Everyone we've met, including like some people a minute ago, said it's at least another hour up to the lake. That is not what we thought this was.
I thought this was going to be a leisurely poo tour.
Yeah, we've got one bottle of water each, and we're wearing like the wrong stuff, and we've not got food or anything. So I think we're going to just enjoy this view, which is still very nice. And how about that behind us? But we've been going for a half an hour. We're just a bit tired for a 3-hour round trip before you've even stopped at the end to watch and enjoy it. So I think we're gonna schmosey back down.
You can see how much further there's still to go. Barely made a dent in it.
Yeah, we've got a ways to go yet. So we will see you back at the bottom. This is the lookout, about a 20-minute walk from the car park. It's beautiful. Not as beautiful as her. See? We are back in Te Anau, I think it's pronounced. I think I keep saying Te Anau, maybe it's Te Anau. It's sort of minimum a 4-hour round trip driving. Some people do it from Queenstown in a day. That would be minimum 8 hours of driving. So I think if you do want to do the Milford Sound run, which we would highly recommend, spend at least 2 nights in Te Anau here and allow yourselves 2.5 hours to do the drive each way. It's beautiful, it's stunning, it's well worth it, but it is a long way. A final tip. Milford Sound is the wettest inhabited place in New Zealand and one of the wettest places in the world. The area gets an average of 182 days of rainfall a year, and whilst that rain is responsible for much of the amazing scenery, we're not sure how much fun this trip would have been if large parts of the view were obscured by the rain. We recommend being as flexible as you can with this trip and really trying to plan it around the weather, even if you have to shift other parts of your itinerary around. You won't regret it.
Next time on the Doms Down Under, we start to bring New Zealand to a close with one of its most famous landmarks, the highest peak in New Zealand and the place where Sir Edmund Hillary trained to summit Everest, the awesome Mount Cook.
Can't help but stop and stare at that view down the valley. It looks like a screensaver from Windows. Unbelievable. We are sitting at the glacial lake at the base of Mount Cook, and I'm so pleased we've left this towards the end of the trip. This is about as spectacular a place as I think you could hope to bring New Zealand towards its end. This is just so magnificent and so beautiful. The cloud coming down over the hills just looks like an avalanche slowly working its way down the mountains. The glaciers are extraordinary. I've been out here for at least an hour, and I think that door opening is probably my wife coming to ask when I'll be finished. Thank you so much for watching, and we really hope you've enjoyed this episode. See you next time.